Welcome back to Case Closed, Anime Review, episode number 26. Yeah, I'm almost done with this. Yeah, because I just finished season 26. I have roughly one more season left, and it's the longest season in the whole series. I'll get started on that as soon as I finish with this video. Okay, now this season was roughly 39 episodes long, like the last two seasons were, and it had 19 episodes of filler. Yep, that's just two episodes less than last season of filler. So roughly there was 20 canon episodes. Yeah, it was a little bit more than last, which I really appreciate that. Now, to start off with, the first four episodes are of filler. First, we have the two-parter to start the season off, Congo Research of Rage. Yep, this one is just where Ren basically, Richard, Rachel, and Conan are basically at a concert for a famous pop idol, and Rachel's mistaken, and of course there's a kidnapping, and of course she's mistaken for her, and it turns out the manager's actually behind all this. Yeah, basically hiring two guys who apparently were stalking Risa Purple. And I'm thinking, okay, yeah, and by the way, this character, as far as I know, does not reappear again after this two-parter. They find Rachel. Basically, she's trapped in a refrigerator, mind you, and she's basically dumped in some landfill to be buried alive. They're able to find her pretty quickly after basically beating the crap out of these two guys who kidnapped her. Find her and basically rescue. Of course, the first person she wants to see is Conan. Yep. But this was a pretty good little two-parter. Too bad we don't see the pop idol over again after this episode. Nope, she just disappears. Never seen her again. Then we have the 7 people in the waiting room. Yep, because this case is closed, let's have a series of murders. And this one's basically has like a secretary get killed. Yeah, because there was some corruption, stuff like that. Yeah. That's pretty much what this one was all about. Hidden secret of the Dungeon Temple. This one was just Conan and Richard basically finding out I should point out, this is the first of several episodes in the season. We have fill episodes and Rachel's nowhere to be seen. Yeah, I don't know why. Though this one basically works fine. There's one fill episode we'll get to, and I do not like this one at all. It's by far the stupidest fill episode I've ever seen. This one is just, okay, let's have 30 men in the end be taken, and of course have this old man who claims, oh yeah, I saw a guy bearing a backpack at a temple. Yeah, the Sons don't verify what the heck it is. And yeah, they basically have attention. And they were not technically involved in the bank robbery, just trying to look for the money. But they were able to get off due to the fact that, well, they can easily work off, basically. And they also threatened the headmaster, the head priest of this temple. But they would get it off due to work at the temple. Yep. It's an odd little standalone episode. And then we have the suspects are a passionate couple. Yep. Oh. This is kind of this is only adapts like 27 chapters in the manga, covering chapters 921 to 947. And this is by far a really hilarious one. Okay. You have Yoniko, the idol who appears in the series, the only idol who does appear in one, along with a soccer player who appear. Stupid thing. Yeah, my mouse has a tendency to do this where it has a tendency not to move properly. Alright. Let's see. We now have it where Hugo, who is a soccer player, and apparently they're dating due to the fact a tabloid magazine ran the fact that read an article that they were shopping for watches. You don't bother to ask them if they're dating? Nope, you just magically assume. Yes. My guess is the writer of this series must basically got this from how some people assume that these two random celebrities are just together for some reason, even though they're publicly stated. And it turns these two act with the same high school together. Yep. And so basically, Anita is basically shocked. Like, she just looks like shocked, and of course, she found out the whole thing. Of course, Richard Morton's like shocked as well. And Anita basically is like rushing over to the Moore Detective Agency. He says, "I'd like to hire you to do a background check for free." And he's like, "Deal." And then they just proceed to go undercover at a restaurant they just happen to be at just by sheer coincidence. And would you know it, a murder happens, and it happened to be the owner of the restaurant. Oh, and the reasoning for the murder? He was murdered by, believe it or not, the manager of the place. He was the most obvious one because he basically benefited the most basically this guy's death because what he was doing was that he was selling cheap wine while basically showing up as expensive wine. That is the reason why. And apparently the restaurant was not doing too well. Yeah. But this is a fun little two-parter. And then we have Take the Boys Out of the Rain. This basically is probably the show's attempt of doing a Home Alone episode. You have the Junior Detective League just happen to stumble upon a mansion filled with toys. Lots and lots of toys. And come with these bank robbers, these basically people trying to rob the place. Yep. Who are looking for gold. They actually find gold. Yep. We all see a dead body. Oh, they had nothing to do with it at all. Yeah, it turns out it was a woman held captive. Yeah, she killed her husband because he preferred to buy toys over leaving the money to her. Yep. But and of course, how she's defeated is the most hilarious way I've ever seen. Basically, Conan knocks down a giant, I don't know if it's a giant inflatable toy of the monster Gamora, not the same one from the real life kaiju films. It's basically a parody of it. And she gets defeated by that. I'm like, yeah, unless this thing is inflatable, that thing would normally kill somebody. And of course, having bookshelves knocking people, yeah, it's basically, like I said, a Home Alone episode. It is so funny. And it's by far one of the most funnest filler stories I've ever seen. And then we have the Title Park Comeback Case. I don't really remember this one. I may have skipped this one by mistake. I may have because this one's I barely remember exactly what in the world. Oh yeah, they look at some front. Oh, this one. This is one basically, believe it or not, where a guy supposedly they think it's murder, but turns out nope, he committed suicide. But his body and the place he committed suicide was moved by the groundskeeper, who's a very strict person. He's also apparently this was his last day. Now, as far as I can tell, the only charge, I mean, it basically he is arrested at the end of the episode, but it's basically just a misdemeanor. I mean, he just moved the body. That's it. Oh yeah, and it turns out this guy was supposedly rich. Oh yeah, and the reason why he committed suicide? Because he's bankrupt. He's broke. That is the reason why he committed suicide, because he ran out of money. Yep, that is literally the reason why for him doing this. Now we have the beauty, the lies, and the secrets. Oh, this one. This was an absolute, an awesome filler episode. Basically, you have this one guy gets killed, and apparently this one was the suspect. Oh, and and this woman basically is based on Fujiko Mine, one of several characters in this series, based upon this one woman, this cat burglar from Lupin the Third. And this woman is very a seductive woman. And first, Conan's like, "Hey, I want to try out. I want to ride to your car." It's like, okay. And it's nice because I want to take out your house. Like, let me not see you again. Okay. Another house. And, dang, a nice house. And of course, Conan at one point while she's changing to like a bathrobe, he basically accidentally peeps on her while she's changing. And apparently she doesn't care. Nope, she has no problem with apparently a 7-year-old boy seeing her without basically seeing her changing. Yeah, apparently I think she noticed, and I don't think she cared. Because I highly doubt he's going to tell anybody, but Yeah, this woman is smoking hot. It's like I'm watching this episode, like, dang. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of of a film I watched where a teenage boy who's basically about 13, and he basically writes a blank. It's called movie's called Blank Check. And he writes a check for like $1 million, like I think it was like $10 million. He cleans up this bank and basically claims to be representative of a guy called Mr. Macintosh, named after a computer. And there's this bank teller who turns out to be an FBI agent, and she and him basically sort of relationship, but they couldn't have a relationship yet until he got a little bit older because he was still technically a minor. Yep, but it's very similar to that, but he wasn't 7. I think he was like 12. He says, okay, we'll wait about 3, maybe 4 years before we start dating. As a matter of fact, these two basically have feelings for each other. Yeah, it's an absolute fun movie from the 90s. If anybody's ever checked out this movie, I highly recommend checking it out. It's a really good movie to watch. That's what this episode kind of reminds me of, a little bit of Blank Check in a way. Though the thing is, the woman in the film was not as seductress like this woman is, and she's got red hair, and she wears like this purple like backless dress the whole episode. She takes and put on a bathrobe, and she sort of basically and Conan sort of convinced her that he basically convinced her that she was the one who killed the guy, and apparently he sort of hit the callback button on his phone, on his smartphone, mind you. Yes, he has a smartphone. It's the 2010s, so why not have a smartphone? Yes, apparently it's nothing unusual for a child to have a smartphone. Heck, I have a smartphone. I didn't get one of these until like last year. Yeah, because I've had like a flip phone and a slider. hmm Yep. So, yeah, he's able to convince her that she killed the guy. She's arrested, and that's the last of her. I kind of wish this character come back. It's one of those few characters I like to see come back, along with, well, that adorable detective who appears in like one episode. I think it was the last season. I think it was. Yes, I mean she had potential basically to be a recurring character, but I'm surprised they never did anything with this one character. Yeah, I'm a little surprised about that. Yep. And then we have a two-parter called "A Ramen So Good to Die For." Yeah, this one also has, believe it or not, one of 2 times this whole season, where it has a moment for Takagi and Saito, where she basically hints she wants to lose calories and basically do some special exercise. Basically, she's implying she wants to have sex with him. And he doesn't pick up on it at all. He's oblivious to it. Yeah, he says, go work out yourself. Okay. Oh, yeah, and of course later on in the season, he takes her out on a date. Basically, he fakes being on sick leave. This happens in episode 851 when they were basically going to this. There's also a kidnapping the very same episode. And he's supposed to investigate an armed robbery case, so he fakes being sick in order to spend time with Saito. When she sort of finds out about this, she gets furious and basically barks orders at him to basically the rest of the two-parter. It is so funny. I mean, I love this relationship. I kind of wish it basically got a little more development than it did. Yep. This one basically is a follow-up to Ramen So Good to Die For. Yeah, there's actually references to this one. This basically is up to an episode I believe was about 200 episodes back, basically, when they, well, investigate this. Yeah, though the murder itself does happen kind of in this shop in a way, though it's new shop because at the end of the last one, it pretty much just was demolished at the end of the last one. So maybe Sarah was actually not in the original one. No, she wasn't. She actually was surprisingly absent from Too Good to Die For. Yeah, and it turns out that believe it or not, let's see, that was back in, if I can find it here, 644, 645. I know it's been like a few seasons. Like the first one. This was season 20. So basically on air, it probably had been about 4 years since they had this. Well, and here's kind of the thing about this one. That Yumi is talking to the Shogi player, which is no Shogi player until later in the season. And it must have been talking to the same person. And these two do not know they're talking to the same person. Yeah. I'm not kidding. Yeah, basically Yumi is talking to Masumi's middle brother. Yep. Yeah, but this is a fun little two-parter, and it's great. Oh yeah, and this little thing basically developing the character Mary, where throughout the whole episode, the owner of the place referred to Masumi as Mari-chan, and she has to correct him multiple times. And it turns out the handkerchief behind turns out that belongs to Mary Sarah, the child who appeared in that photograph from her first appearance. So basically, her first name is Mary. Interesting. But it's a great little two-part. It only basically adapts like 3 episodes, which, yeah. Then we have The Mysterious Boy. This one basically is about a guy getting killed in the most kind of dumbest way possible. Yeah, he's tricked via this thing they claim a UFO, and he's killed by basically being thrown over a bridge. Yep, on the ground instead of landing in the water. I mean, from the distance wise, this would not normally kill somebody at all. From distance wise, this thing. Yeah, it's not exactly very long per se. That's great. I'm not surprised about this. Well, it looks like I'm have to put this on hold for a little bit, so that'll be it for now. I'll be back soon to resume talking about season 26, okay? But to see you there. Bye.